Y'all, I cannot even lie. When you see this come out of your head on wash day, you are shook. Hey guys, welcome to my video. It's CammyJOfficial, so let's start the show. My name is Cammy. Welcome back to my channel. Let's go ahead and get right to the video. Is it shedding? Is it breakage? This is like the age-old question that we have all caught ourselves asking after a wash day, especially a wash day after having a protective style in. You feel like everything is going good, and then suddenly you are just detangling your hair, and more of this is coming out of your head. So me being a breakage veteran, I wanted to come here and clear up the difference between, having breakage versus having shedding. So that way during wash day, you know whether or not you can take a deep breath and calm down, or whether after you see this you need to panic. But just kidding though, don't panic. Definitely do not panic. So first and foremost, everyone's hair sheds, and shedding is a completely and totally natural part of our hair growth cycle. Normally and on average, we shed between 50 to 100 hair strands a day. Some people, are prone to shedding a little bit more, some a little bit less, but just keep those numbers in mind. Between 50 to 100 hair strands a day are likely to be shedding and or falling out of your hair every day. Now, let me give you the most likely scenario that causes people to freak out during wash day. So for example, if you keep a hairstyle in, let's say you keep your protective style in for about 3 months. 3 months is basically 90 days. Now, going back to the information that we know, if you shed about 100 hairs a day, if you keep a style in for 90 days straight, your protective style in, how much shed hair do you think is going to shed in your hair? Well, the answer, if we calculate it, hold on now. Let me bust it out for you. And we are going to do 100 hairs a day times 90, right? The frequency of 90 days. So that would mean, okay, that 9,000 strands of hair can potentially be shed in a 3-month period. Now imagine, how bad do you think it would look during that wash day after 3 months of keeping in your protective style? How much hair is going to come out? I don't know if you can imagine it, but I can imagine that 9,000 hair strands is a lot. I feel like that honestly is one of the biggest reasons why when we see this during a wash day after having a styling for a long time, we begin to freak out because we forget how much hair is actually shedding a day. But how can we make sure that this mass of hair that has come out after a protective style during wash day is actually shed hair? So one of the major ways that you can identify or distinguish between breakage and shedding during a wash day is the length of the strands that you see after you have detangled your hair. Shed hair tends to be longer. It tends to be actually the length of the hair that's still in your head. So that is one really big indicator that your hair has simply shed and that you have not, done like I have in the past, okay, and broken your hair off. Another way to identify shed hair over, whether it's breakage or not, is going to be called the bulb test. Now, the one thing that anchors our hair into our head, they are little tiny white bulbs, right? So if you look at the chunk of hair that has come out of your head and you see these little tiny white dots that are littered all over, that mass of hair that's come out during wash day, then that is the bulb of the hair. And when you can see the bulb, that is an indicator that the hair has come out through the avenue of shedding. Another indicator that you have shed hair rather than breakage on wash day is whether or not you hear a pulling, snapping, type of popping sound when you are detangling your hair. Typically, shed hair is able to come out of your hair during wash days after protective styles with, pretty much little to no type of resistance. It's hair that has already loosened up because it has unattached itself from the scalp naturally through the process of shedding. So that way, even when you run your hands through it, you will see that the shed hair is just automatically going to come out, right? That's why sometimes when you are going through just your day-to-day daily things in life, you may notice that you have long pieces of hair on your clothes, on your jacket. You may see long pieces of hair, you know, on the couch after you've been laying on it. Those are all pretty much indicators that you are experiencing shedding, because the hair just naturally comes out due to the hair growth life cycle. But guys, please comment below and let me know if you have ever experienced a lot of hair coming out after a protective style or on a wash day and it had you shook, and what were the results of that. I definitely would love to hear from you in the comments below. All right, so let's talk about breakage and the clearest signs to know that you are having breakage instead of experiencing shedding. Okay, so one of the major things to think about when it comes to breakage that is different than shedding is breakage will occur at multiple different parts of the hair strand. So remember, as I was saying, when you have shedding, it's a longer strand, right? It's about as long as the rest of your hair. Well, breakage can be very tiny chopped little bits of hair, or it can actually look like your hair strand has been cut into halves, fourths, thirds. It just looks like your hair has been chopped up and it is not a complete strand. Another way that you can identify that you are going through breakage rather than shedding is, for me, I noticed when I went through my really big breakage situation and I was doing my hair, I would just notice that certain parts of my hair, when I went to twist it, were noticeably shorter and also noticeably rougher. And the top half of that section I was about to twist would feel, you know, it would be longer and it would be smooth. But then right below it, there was a section that I would notice would be like almost half that length. And when I went to touch the ends of that hair, it felt very rough. That is an indication that that part of the hair has in fact broken off. Now, the main causes of breakage in natural hair are dryness, right? Having excessive dryness in your natural hair can definitely cause breakage. Number two is over manipulation of hair, which is why I often preach just keeping it simple when it comes to your natural hair. Simple styling that does not require for you to have hand and hair syndrome. And another thing that really leads to having breakage in natural hair, and for me, which was one of the number one things, is lacking moisture in your natural hair. Listen, moisture is your natural hair's best friend. Water and water-based products are going to be one of the best things that you can do for your natural hair in order to help prevent breakage. And while I'm talking about moisture, I definitely wanted to shout out the sponsor for today's video. The sponsor for today's video is Rajeeyah Naturals. This is a Black-owned, small, independent natural hair brand. And they were kind enough to send me what I consider a really good wash day bundle. They sent me a raw honey and sweet almond deep conditioner, and the deep conditioner smells really good, smells really light, and the deep conditioner is nice, thick, and creamy. They also sent me their aloe hibiscus leave-in conditioner, and y'all know I love a good water-based leave-in conditioner. And finally, they sent me their Shea Coconut Moisturizing Cream, and it has a nice creamy texture. So you can see, very nice, very creamy. And as you can see how shiny my natural hair looks after using these products to get this nice little twist out updo bun. So guys, I will have all the information for Rajeeyah's Naturals in the description box below. So please feel free to check them out if you want to. So another thing that can lead to a lot of breakage in natural hair is also the overuse of heat, okay? And sometimes it doesn't matter how much heat protectant you use in your natural hair. Unfortunately, sometimes if you are using a lot of heat, sometimes your strands can just be heat sensitive, and that can lead to breakage over time. So if you are a natural that likes to use heat quite often, just think about dialing it back a little bit, or thinking about other ways to make your style stretch, so that way you do not have to subject your hair to so much heat at a time. I know that back in the day when I used to flat iron my hair a lot, I would always end up with that micro breakage, which are those little tiny, you know, segments of hair that you find all over your shoulders and your clothes. And it was honestly because the heat was just wearing down my hair over time. But guys, guys, I really do hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Also, consider subscribing to my channel, clicking on that notification bell so that way you know whenever I post more videos. But as always, stay safe, stay blessed, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye.